This game was definitely not what I was expecting. I actually saw this as I was browsing the Google Play Store, pretty much like I always do. If I don't find them there, then they're either recommended to me by you guys, or I happen to come across them via an advertisement somewhere on social media. Now, the former typically results in much better quality games, while the latter, less better, I guess. So, Soul Seeker R with Avabel, henceforth referred to as just Soul Seeker, as I don't really understand what purpose the with Avabel serves here, is an RPG. You begin the game with an introduction to the story, as is always the case. You learn about the gods, who your cast of characters are, you know, the bad guys are bad guys because they're bad. It's what you'd expect. Then we're just thrown into the game, and honestly, if you opt to disable the autoplay, the game is actually kind of fun. You begin with autoplay disabled, and the option to auto-use abilities disabled as well. These are unlocked over time as you continue to play through the game. And while I did definitely leave the autoplay options enabled at times, I disabled them when I actually wanted to play the game, which may have been a mistake, because I guarantee you, the game AI plays much better than I do. Granted, the AI doesn't dodge enemy attacks, which means that my character is left to soak up significantly more damage. And there were definitely times where my character took a little bit too much damage. I mean, like, I'm not saying I died or anything, but, you know, maybe almost died. Graphically, the game looks pretty cute. Character models look pretty good, both the character portraits and the in-game models themselves. The environments are detailed, everything looks really crisp. I was surprised. I didn't expect the game to feel as high quality as it ultimately ended up feeling, although an issue that I had was the repetitious environments. I went through, what, like 15 to 20 levels and saw maybe 3 different areas. Most of the areas were reused, which in the long term doesn't sound like it'll provide much in the way of diversity. Animations were also really good, as were the special effects. Speaking of the special effects, the combat was, okay, it is safe to say that for the most part, everything was actually better than I'd expected it to be. Combat was fast, it looked great, it felt great. Being able to use the various different characters you deploy with you as abilities was pretty cool. Although I've seen it done plenty of times before, granted. It is a full action combat system that requires players rapidly click your melee attack button while cycling through abilities, although again, as noted earlier, the autoplay did do it much better than I did. Unfortunately, where I'd miss, where I'd parry, where I'd spam too frequently, the AI didn't. It also didn't dodge, so I guess I have them there, right? Overall, I feel as though this was a pretty solid game. It looked pretty good, it played pretty good. If you opt out of the autoplay, I feel as though you could definitely enjoy what the game has to offer, but you'll likely find yourself falling victim to utilizing the autoplay because it's just so easy, and maybe so much better too? I don't know, it depends on who you are and how good of a player you are. But anyway, that's just my opinion, my impressions of the game based off of what I played. Have you played this? Do you think you're interested in trying it out? Let me know down in the comments below and let's talk about it. Anyway guys, that is it for me. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'm almost out of breath, but I will see you guys later.
Someday soon I'm gonna make it. Yeah, all hard work's gonna be worth